We also mentioned that the VIX has spiked up about 5 points from the levels that we saw last week, sitting at right about 20. You've often said the volatility creates opportunities to buy the dip. Do you see the situation play out this way?
Good morning, Frank. Great to see you. Happy New Year still. And yes, I do. I mean, we got record trillions of dollars still in cash, Frank. So balance sheets of consumers and corporations are full of cash. And I do see this as an opportunity for those that have missed this bull market run to get some of that money back into the portfolios that they need to have for the long term. So I do see this as a buying opportunity. We favor the cyclical sectors. I see that there could be a couple surprises, such as maybe the Fed cutting more than expected, and if rates do get lower as they're spiking now, and we get residential housing unlocking at some point in 26, I think that could drive the markets much higher.
All right, Sarah, I want to turn back to you, specifically related to tech. In recent months, not so recently, but previously, we saw tech as a safe haven, specifically as the Mag 7. That story seems to change very dramatically, and also our view of those 7 stocks has changed a lot. Are there any of these? You mentioned there's some names that you like better on the dip. You don't like high valuation. We're looking at the Mag 7 in particular. Any of those that you see as a safe haven right now in the equity market?
I don't know if I would call it a safe haven, but I've been big on Alphabet for a long time. I think that they are the obvious long-term winner for AI. We're seeing that in things like Apple saying, actually, Apple Intelligence brought to you by Alphabet, by Google. And so, that is definitely one I'm still bullish on. I would not give up on NVIDIA. I don't think it's the best price name on the street, but, they are the best at what they do. And I certainly think that they are far from out of the AI game. And even if AI cools, people still need chips. And so, those are the two that I think have the most sort of safe haven vibes at the moment.
All right, Jimmy, we were talking to you before. I think some of this unfolded. Your word of the day was Goldilocks. Do you still see the situation the same? Are we still in a Goldilocks period despite some of these geopolitical tensions?
I do. Geopolitics is at the top of my list still in terms of what could cause short-term volatility. But yes, I do believe we're in a Goldilocks type situation. I think we're going to switch from, inflation worries to, the economy growing too slow, actually. That's why our thesis is that the Fed may cut more than what's priced in right now. And I think that fundamentals will be good this year. I think we're going to get double-digit earnings growth as we did last year. That'll back up higher equity prices. And I think we need to follow through in broadening out into other areas where investors are seeking value with all that cash sitting on the sideline, getting back into the market. I think you're going to continue to see small cap stocks rally like we've seen so far already in January. I think we'll also see follow through international markets. And so it's just not going to be the Mag 7 story, I think, in 26, which is good for investors. And so I do think we're in a situation where the markets can go much higher, maybe even much higher than what people think, actually.
All right, Jimmy, very quickly, the president's going to talk about affordability while in Davos. One part that he's going to talk about is the housing market. If he's very bullish on opening up the housing market, I know it's something you've been looking at. Is there one sector in particular that you think benefits?
Well, I think all the cyclical sectors will benefit from that. But consumer discretionary is one that hasn't really participated. I think that'll do very well. And that is one of my, 2 things that could happen this year that would be ignite the animal spirits again, which is residential housing market unlocking. Okay. We need rates to come down for that to happen. And so I think if that does happen, we can look forward to a lot of different areas moving in the economy.
Got it. Sarah, giving you last word. Netflix earnings coming up after the bell today. Is it about the deal or these numbers?
It is absolutely about the deal. They don't release user numbers anymore. And the only thing people care about is will they win out over the Ellison family?